Hi, I'm Charlie, and welcome to Unbound's Human Trafficking 101. Thank you for your interest in learning more about human trafficking and how you can be a part of stopping it. At Unbound, we know that education is vital and has the power to save lives. And when we as communities have our eyes open to the reality of human trafficking, we can take action to prevent this crime, respond when we see it, and help those who have already been victimized. Now, human trafficking happens everywhere. According to the International Labor Organization, there are more than 40 million trafficking victims worldwide, and it's over a $150 billion industry, and it's happening right here in the United States. And across our 4 Texas offices, Unbound advocates serve more than 300 human trafficking survivors each year. Now, the federal law that defines human trafficking is called the Trafficking Victims Protections Act, or the TVPA. The TVPA is best summarized through what's called an AMP model. The AMP model breaks down the crime of human trafficking into 3 separate parts: the actions, the means, and the purpose. Now, when one of these actions is done with one of these means for one of these purposes, it's human trafficking. The action words tell us who is committing the crime of human trafficking. That's anyone who recruits, harbors, transports, provides, obtains, patronizes, solicits, or advertises someone could be guilty of human trafficking. For example, if you persuade someone to work for a trafficker or you introduce them, you could be charged with trafficking. If you drive someone to an appointment with their buyer, you could be charged with trafficking. If you post an online ad to advertise someone for a sex act, you could be charged with trafficking. Or even if you obtain a sex act from a trafficking victim, you could also be charged with trafficking. Now, next are the means words. These are critical for understanding whether a situation is trafficking or not. The means words are force, fraud, and coercion. Force could be through physical force, like violence or threats of violence. Fraud occurs through deception, tricking or making someone believe something or expect something other than truth or reality. And coercion can include any other way that someone makes someone do something. This could be like emotional or psychological manipulation or blackmail. Now, the purpose words are the why behind the actions. Why are they recruiting, harboring, providing, and why are they doing it through force, fraud, or coercion? In human trafficking, it is always either for the purpose of commercial sex or for forced labor. So the TVPA and the AMP model teach us that trafficking can look like a lot of different things and a lot of different people, but it does have to fit into some parameters. Specifically, the use of force, fraud, and coercion. However, something critically important to know about the TVPA is that in the case of youth under the age of 18 and sex trafficking, you do not have to show force, fraud, or coercion. Any minor that's involved in a commercial sex act is a victim of sex trafficking, and any person that's involved in the exploitation could be guilty of trafficking. In summary, here are the 3 types of human trafficking laid out by the Trafficking Victims Protections Act. First, we have sex trafficking. This happens when someone is forced, lied to, threatened, or coerced into performing any sexual service that's in exchange for something of value. Now, this isn't always for money. Commercial sex can be a sex act in exchange for drugs, maybe a place to stay, or even something like clothes or a haircut. If the person providing the service is being forced, lied to, or coerced, it is sex trafficking. Second, we have child sex trafficking. Now, anytime someone is under the age of 18 and is involved in commercial sex, he or she is a victim. There is no need to prove force, fraud, or coercion with minors. And lastly, we have labor trafficking. Labor trafficking is when someone is forced, lied to, threatened, or coerced to provide labor or services. And this can happen through many types of work, like restaurants, healthcare, hotels, construction, factories, nail salons, really anywhere where someone is providing labor or type of service. And these can all be legitimate jobs in most situations. But when someone is being forced, lied to, threatened, or coerced to do the work, it's human trafficking. Now, all 3 types of human trafficking happen in our communities every day. And it's vital that every community member understands what human trafficking is and how we can respond to it. So we're going to close with this brief video that portrays a potential labor trafficking victim and see how a community member notices the red flags of trafficking and takes action.
Hi guys, thanks so much for coming in. Make sure to come back and see us, all right?
Hey, most definitely. Thank you. Hey, y'all ready to go? Yeah.
And again and again and again. This happens too much with you. Too much. I'm gonna find someone better than you.
I have so much time in my phone right
I know you showed me.
Look.
Yeah, I just seen something really suspicious, and I'd like to report it to somebody.
Now, by educating yourself and others about the reality of human trafficking, you could be a part of saving a life. So let's take a minute and add the National Human Trafficking Hotline to your phone so you're ready to make a report if you ever need to. The number is 1-888-373-7888, or you can text HELP to 233-733. Then head to unboundnow.org to learn more about how you can be involved and how you can support the work of Unbound.